PDAI. They are the administrator of the SAVIN program, which is a notification of victims when incarcerated individuals are being released. And the District Attorney's Institute receives grant funds to administer this system, and therefore there is no cost to any of the counties who participate.
Is there an amount to this contract? I didn't see it, and that's why.
Well, there's no cost to the county, so
Okay.
on page 3, it's county will pay 0%. So I don't know what the overall program costs the PDAI.
So the important thing is there's no cost to us.
Correct.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the SAVIN maintenance agreement with the PA District Attorney's Institute for Lebanon County for protecting victims' rights.
That's for notifying, yeah. That's
Yes.
when the people are getting released. I'll second the motion. All in favor, please indicate. Well, any comment or question? Sorry. Not all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Each year you are required to certify the amount of funding that is available for farmland preservation and submit that certification of funds to the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. I have that for you, and I think it was in your packet. So the total amount of certified county match funds available for 2022 are $467,598. Those come from county revenues and other match funds that are by the county and also by municipalities and others who contribute. That's $290,456. Interest collected from Clean and Green, $177,141, and then rollback tax penalties for properties that were removed from Clean and Green and are required to pay a rollback of that benefit. That's $117,141. Included in A, by the way, in the $290,000 is last year the state did not include $72,239.91 of matched funds, and they discovered that, so they're going to add that in. So that's going to be with the 2022 allocation. So that's part of that. So
That's nice.
we don't yet know what the match will be for the $467,000, but
Okay.
we'll find out. They don't know until they get all of the certifications, and then they can do the math.
That's a significant.
That is a
Yeah,
big
it's
number.
it's almost 3 times that we can multiply this money.
So
Ahead.
in terms of the goal of 20,000
I
acres.
know, we're going to get there.
So that's.
I'm so excited.
So that's
Yeah.
all good.
All right. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the $467,598.63 to certify for ag preservation, and we'll see where it ends up with the state match.
Second the motion. Any comment or question? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Next, I have appointments and reappointments to the Lebanon County Library System Board of Directors. Denise Thomas would be representing the Myerstown Library, replacing Steve Wolbrook, whose term expired at the end of *21, and she would serve a 3-year term expiring in December 31st of 2024. Sheila Davidson would complete Frank Yeager's term representing the Annville Library. Frank is leaving a bit early. That term will expire in 12/31/22. Frank's been a big help to the system board for many years, so the last meeting was held with him participating just this couple weeks ago, so we'll send him a letter of thanks for that. And also a reappointment of Susan Werner, representing the Matthews Public Library in Fredericksburg, term to expire 12/31/2024.
Make a motion to approve Denise Thomas, Sheila Davidson, and Sue Werner to the Lebanon System Library Board.
I'll second the motion. The only thing I'll add is the folks that have served with our thanks.
Yes.
Frank Yeager, I know, is working on the capital campaign for the Annville Library, so you may see him at your door. So he'll continue his work with them in another capacity. Anything else about the libraries? If not, all in favor? Oh, Jimmy, I'm sorry.
Nope.
All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. So moved.
I have a letter of request for an extension for Marcellus Shale Grant Awards. These two awards were both made to South Londonderry Township to be used for their Campbelltown Community Alliance Community Park Pavilion project. And both of these are several years old now. However, they have outlined in their letter the reasons that they've had difficulty utilizing the grant, partly being COVID, turnover of township staff. I know they have a number of managers there that have turned over, but they are committed to getting it finished, and they are asking for an extension of time to be completed by the spring of 2023. And I don't see any reason why not, so I recommend that.
Well, I do know that this was something that Commissioner Ames supported, and so in his honor, it would be my pleasure to make a motion to extend the two project grants from Marcellus Shale for 18 months for the pavilion at Campbelltown Community Park.
Second the motion. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Okay. On behalf of the Community Action Partnership, I have 4 agreements for services related to the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, or ERAP, for 4 individuals who've been assisting with that program, asking that these contracts be renewed. However, there is a provision that's been added to it that these agreements will go until September 30, 2022, unless terminated earlier in accordance with this agreement. We're not sure we're going to continue this being administered under CAP. There's some other discussions going on. So in case that happens, this has an out clause in it for these contracts.
Are they
So
talking about moving it to housing and redevelopment?
potentially,
Okay.
potentially, yeah. It's just, you know, it's just, they're probably better equipped for it, honestly. And it's this, it keeps continuing, they keep extending the deadline and adding more funds, and it's just, for the amount of money that's been allocated for this, it's difficult to dole it out, honestly. And that's not just us, that's across the state and across the country. There are places, the urban areas are having success, but outside of the major cities, this is difficult. So, I'm sorry, I
That's
didn't
all right.
name
No,
them.
that's okay.
Lillian Morales, Phyllis Holtree, Jose Colon, and Sandra Long.
I'll make a motion to approve Lillian Morales, Phyllis Holtree, Jose Colon, and Sandra Long for the extension for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
So Ryan's going to meet with Brian Hoffman to discuss it and see if there's anything that can materialize from that. So stay tuned. Ryan Wirtz is going to meet with Brian Hoffman.
Oh, okay, got it, thank you.
Yes.
All right. Next, I have exemption for disabled veterans from real estate taxes for Charles Meck of Meadowbrook Lane, Lebanon.
I'll make a motion to approve Charles Meck for 100% real estate tax exemption, as he is a 100% disabled veteran.
I'll second the motion. Any comment, questions? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
And last item I have is a letter of support for the WEPA Empowerment Center. And this is an initiative, a man by the name of Rafael Torres was in several months ago to talk to you about this. It's an exploratory proposal at this point. They have an agreement on a building in town, and there are facilities like this, workforce development facilities like this in Lancaster, York, and maybe Berks.
Well, they're trying to replicate the Lancaster model,
Yeah.
which is 8 years and success in Berks, York, Schuylkill, Lebanon. So it's a great thing for Lebanon, a very timely thing for Lebanon to be part of this expansion of that one. And these are all separate entities. They're not connected with Lancaster, but they are replicating that same model. But they'll be a standalone, separate entity.
So they are in the process of exploratory funding to fund this. They would call the center in Lebanon the Tech Centros Lebanon Center. It would be bilingual workforce training in our community. So in order to go out and seek funding, they're seeking letters of support throughout the community, and one of them they've asked for is from you.
I, little tiny technicality. I thought this was just a letter based on the last meeting. I didn't know we were voting on it today. Should we correct the date to today's date?
We can.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, if you
All
like
right.
to.
I'll make a motion to approve support and the letter that accompanies it to the WEPA Empowerment Center for Tech Centro in Lebanon County.
I'll second. And there's just a tiny little technicality I'd like to, it's WIPA.
Web,
Whip.
pronunciation,
Yes,
okay.
WIPA. I'll second the motion on. Any comment or question? Any more information on this? Raphael's very accessible, and they are working really hard because of the timeliness and the audience. They're trying to get people from $12 an hour construction jobs, but and it's different than the VOTEC or CTC in that these are 60-day, 3 month, 6 month, and 1 year certificate programs that they're going to be developing. So people, and it's scholarship based, so it's all, you know, an audience that it's going to help lift the income in households.
And it's in bilingual language, so that way someone that doesn't have a solid English understanding of the language can learn from somebody who can speak their language, so that works well.
This is really totally moved by the Hispanic community. This is a beautiful thing that they are getting behind, and it's, again, following the success over in Lancaster, so it's all good.
I had thought, and maybe I'm confused, they're not trying to locate that at the old Northwest Elementary School?
They were.
They were, okay, see, I
Yeah.
thought there was something to do with
Yes,
that.
and it became a cost of the rent.
Okay,
That became an issue, so now they're looking to buy a property and actually own it and then go from there, so.
and it would just essentially have like classrooms, or?
Well, it's classrooms, but also there's a lot of, on the intake side, where you have to screen people and you know, make sure they qualify and all that, but it's a very, it's supposed to be as user-friendly as you can get so that there's not barriers to
Right.
getting in. And then the scholarship part is another usual barrier, so that'll be addressed as well. So it's the real deal. I mean, 8 or 9 years of success over in Lancaster, and you know, if we can have that here in Lebanon, and workforce development is vital, so.
And Raphael saw to it that not just the commissioners, but the state legislators, all the elected officials were invited to, I went to Lancaster, I don't know if they went other places, but they gave you a very extensive tour of the building and explained it, and they had different speakers, and you got to interact with the students. It was very well done.
Yeah, they're affiliated with HAC over in Lancaster for the allied health things, classes, and then they're also Thaddeus Stevens, that's their other, and those folks are willing to connect to do the same thing here. So you get Thaddeus Stevens on the you know, the contractors, the electricians, and so on. They just, over in Lancaster, expanded to to buy a 50,000 square foot building to do machinists and the higher end welding, you know, the more dangerous things that you can only do in certain types of buildings. So it's, that's just, you know, very timely for Lebanon. So, anything else? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, so moved. Jimmy, do you just take a moment, since we have some time, to just talk about the process, make sure everybody's on the same page as far as the replacement of the addition of the commissioner?
All right, I don't have it in front of me, so the best of my ability, but there's an application on the courts tab on the county's website, and the deadline for those applications is 3 p.m. on February 4th. They must be submitted to court administration, not come here. And after that is complete, after that deadline passes, then it's up to the court on the time they take to make a selection. There's no defined timeline in the statute, but.
Judge Tiller realizes the importance of you know, keeping the process moving, and it's an application and a waiver for background check and you have to give the, I think, the original in 5 copies, and either hand-delivered or mailed through US mail, but no emails or phone calls. So
And
it's,
I think they might conduct interviews as well, so there is a little time there, so
That's
it's up to them, but,
Right, it's up to
yeah.
them.
It depends if they see somebody that really stands out that they know well.
But who are the decision makers? Is it Judge Tillwalk and the other judges?
yeah, the
Yeah.
3 judges, yes.
Okay, so it's not like Ed Lynch or,
No.
they have no bearing in this?
No, no, it has to be Republican.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Bill was, but no, it's the 4 common pleas court judges that are empowered to do that.
I was wondering if Judge Evie was part of it.
He's not.
He's not, okay, that was the one thing I wasn't sure about.
That is my understanding. He's senior judge, so that's a different class. Right, is that correct, Jamie?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to give you that update. Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn unless Jamie has something else.
Nope.
Going once, Jamie. All right. Second, we stand adjourned. Thank you for your attendance.